Chosen one, pause for a moment and look at your left hand. Have you ever wondered why ancient traditions paid so much attention to the lines etched upon it? Why is it that sages, prophets, and mystics all whisper about a certain mark that only a rare few carried? 1 in a million, beloved, that's how rare it is. And if you have it, your destiny is not ordinary. Have you ever noticed a unique line, curve, or symbol that seems different from others? Perhaps it forms a cross, a star, or even a letter. These are not accidents of biology, chosen one. They are signals. Spiritual signatures placed upon your flesh as reminders of the role you were destined to play. The left hand in particular has always been linked to your inner calling, your spiritual contract, and the unseen world guiding you. Think of it. The right hand often represents action, labor, and what you show to the world. But the left hand, the left, is tied to your spirit, your unseen covenant with God, and the mysteries hidden from ordinary eyes. The chosen ones carry marks that others overlook. They are not there for decoration. They are there as living maps of your soul's purpose. So, chosen one, before we go deeper, let me ask you, have you ever stared at your palm and felt that it was trying to tell you something? Have you sensed that your hand itself carried a secret about your journey? Stay with me until the end, because by the time we reach the final chapter, you will understand why this one mark separates the rare chosen from the rest of humanity. CTA, if you've ever noticed something strange on your palm, pause and share your story in the comments. Your testimony may confirm someone else's path. Beloved chosen one, listen closely. This is not a new mystery. From the priests of Egypt to the prophets of Israel, the left hand was examined as a book written by the divine. Scripture itself mentions that God inscribed his people on the palm of his hand. What if I told you that your hand also carries inscriptions, placed there long before you were born? The wise men of old could often identify a true chosen one just by the mark in their hand. In the East, seers would describe the star line or the cross mark as the sign of a spiritual leader, someone destined to walk a narrow path of influence. In the West, mystics saw these symbols as confirmations of God's covenant. But here's the truth. They could not be fabricated. No one could draw them into being. They had to be born with them. The mark is not always visible to the untrained eye. Sometimes it is faint, only revealed when the light touches your skin in a certain way. Other times it is bold, standing as if engraved with fire. But to the chosen one it carries weight. You may have sensed from childhood that you were different. You may have been treated as odd or set apart, and yet your hand was quietly holding the evidence the whole time. Chosen one, ask yourself this. Why would God place such a mysterious sign on so few when the majority of the world walks without it? The answer lies in responsibility. Only those who carry the heaviest assignments need such reminders etched into their very being. You see, it's not just about having the mark. It's about living worthy of it. If you're beginning to wonder if you might be one of the few, subscribe now and stay with me through this teaching, because the signs become clearer as we move forward. Chosen one, let's slow down and understand what this means. Out of millions, only one may bear the sign. Do you realize how heavy that is? This means you cannot compare your path with others. The crowd will never understand you, because they were not inscribed with what you carry. This mark is both a gift and a burden. A gift because it confirms your calling. A burden because it separates you. Have you ever wondered why people reject you without reason, or why doors close for you that seem to open easily for others? It is because the mark sets you apart. You are not meant to follow the common path. You're designed to walk the uncommon road. But here is the danger. Many chosen ones never realize what they carry. They see the line, the star, the sign on their hand, yet dismiss it as coincidence. They ignore the whispers in their spirit, and so they bury their gift. And when the chosen one forgets, the world suffers. Because every chosen one was sent with an assignment to awaken light where darkness prevails. Beloved, think carefully now. Look at your hand not just as flesh, but as scripture written upon you. If you see the mark, it is no accident that you are hearing this message today. The Spirit orchestrated this moment so that you could be reminded of who you are. And if you do not yet see it, do not despair. The truth is, sometimes the mark reveals itself only when the chosen one is ready to walk in alignment. Comment below with the words, "I am ready." If you believe this teaching is awakening something deep within you, let us see how many chosen ones are being called right now. Chosen one, stop for a moment and think about this. Why the left hand? Why not the right? There's a spiritual reason. The left hand is always symbolized your unseen covenant. It is tied not to the works of man, but to the mysteries of God. When you lift your left hand, you are lifting the part of yourself that represents surrender, reception, and divine mystery. In ancient covenants, a mark on the left side was a sign of divine ownership. It was as if heaven itself was saying, "This one belongs to me." That is why the mark is rare, because not everyone is chosen to carry such a weight. The left hand is a record, not written by ink, but by the hand of Spirit before you even took your first breath. Beloved, when you look at your left palm, you are staring at a contract you never signed with pen, yet agreed to in the Spirit long before birth. Every chosen one carries such agreements, missions etched in spirit, and sometimes revealed in the body itself. The mark is simply a reminder of the covenant you must one day fulfill. So, chosen one, the question is not whether the mark is there. The question is, are you ready to live worthy of it? Are you prepared to honor the agreement your soul made with God, knowing that most people around you will never understand why you are different? If this resonates with you, type "I accept my calling" in the comments. This simple act may ignite courage in another chosen one. Beloved, have you noticed how the world often laughs at spiritual mysteries? They call it coincidence, superstition, or imagination. But chosen one, your mark is no coincidence. It is hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to awaken. The Spirit does not waste symbols. Every line, curve, and intersection is part of a message. Some chosen ones carry a cross in their palm, some a star. Others see what looks like the letter of a sacred name. And while the world dismisses it, the chosen one feels it. That subtle pull, that strange sense that I am different. Have you ever experienced that? Have you ever felt like your very body was whispering a truth no one else could hear? The truth is, chosen ones often know before they know. You sense something, you feel something, you live with a weight you cannot explain. The hand becomes confirmation, not initiation. It is the Spirit saying, yes, what you felt all along is true. You are set apart. So look closely, chosen one. Not just at your hand, but at your life. The hand may bear the mark, but your journey bears a fruit, and the fruit will always confirm the calling. Chosen one, let us not pretend this is easy. Awareness is a burden. Once you see the mark, you cannot unsee it. Once you feel the call, you cannot return to ignorance. And with knowledge comes responsibility. Do you understand why only 1 in a million are chosen? Because few can bear the weight of living apart from the crowd. When you recognize the mark on your left hand, it is not a reason to boast. It is not proof that you are better. It is proof that you are different. And difference is costly. It means walking away from what others call normal. It means enduring rejection without bitterness. It means carrying an inner fire that never lets you settle for less than your true purpose. Beloved, this is why so many chosen ones feel isolated. They try to explain themselves, but the words fall flat. They try to fit in, but the mark pulls them back. They attempt to walk away from their assignment, yet destiny whispers louder and louder until surrender is the only path. Have you felt that whisper in your own life? The mark is both a gift and a chain. It frees you from the ordinary, but it binds you to your purpose. You cannot walk away from what God has etched into your very being. And though it feels heavy now, understand this: your burden is also your blessing. If you ever felt this tension between the desire to fit in and the call to stand apart, comment, "I understand," below. Let's see how many chosen ones carry the same inner fire. Chosen one, pause and reflect. If this mark is so powerful, why does the world ignore it? Why don't leaders, scientists, or even religions openly talk about it? The answer is simple: because what is sacred is never meant for crowd. Only those who carry it can recognize its weight. The world is trained to overlook what is spiritual. They dismiss it because they cannot measure it. They cannot put under a microscope, so they laugh at it. But chosen one, you were not made for the laughter of the crowd. You were made for the recognition of heaven, and heaven sees. Even if no human ever validates your mark, the Spirit knows exactly what it means. Remember this: when the prophet Samuel went to anoint a king, no one looked at David. He was a forgotten shepherd. Yet God said, "This is the one." In the same way, many will never notice your left hand, never see the covenant etched upon it. But heaven has already chosen you, already confirmed you, already marked you. So do not look for validation from those who cannot see. Do not beg for understanding from eyes that were never meant to discern. Instead, align yourself with the one who inscribed a mark, for his approval is greater than the crowd's applause. If you know you don't need the world validation, type "Heaven sees me" in the comments. Beloved, have you noticed that the mark seems to speak louder as you grow older? For some, it starts as a faint curiosity in childhood. For others, it only reveals itself after seasons of struggle and brokenness. That is because awakening is a process. The Spirit waits until you are ready. The chosen ones are rarely awakened in comfort. It usually happens in fire, in trials, in nights of unanswered prayers. In those moments, your hand becomes more than skin. It becomes a reminder: you were marked for more than this suffering. Rise. Have you ever felt that deep cry within, chosen one? That voice that tells you that pain is not the end, but the preparation? This is why your mark matters. It is not just decoration. It is an anchor. When life tries to crush you, your palm whispers, "Remember who you are." When others abandon you, your hand silently declares, "You are not like them. You were never meant to be." The awakening is not always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, just a realization one day that you cannot live like everyone else. But once awakened, you cannot go back. The mark is spoken. The assignment is calling, and your soul knows the truth. Chosen one, we must now speak about the danger. What happens if you ignore the mark? What happens if you pretend you do not see it? The truth is sobering. To ignore the mark is to resist your own destiny. And destiny never allows itself to be silenced for long. Many chosen ones run. They bury their calling under careers, relationships, and distractions. They chase the ordinary life, believing it will quiet the fire within. But chosen one, Can you really silence what heaven has inscribed on your very body? No. The more you run, the heavier it becomes. The mark will not let you rest. This is why so many chosen ones feel tormented inside when they ignore their calling. They achieve success, yet feel empty. They gain recognition, yet remain unsatisfied. They try to erase the whisper, yet the whisper grows into a shout. The mark cannot be denied. It will either push you into your purpose or break you until you surrender. Beloved, this is why you must listen. This is why you must awaken. Because to ignore the mark is not just to waste your life. It is to leave your assignment undone, and the world will feel the loss. Heaven chose you for a reason. Will you choose heaven in return? If you are determined not to waste your calling, type "I choose purpose" in the comments. Chosen one. Do you understand the cost of being one in a million? It sounds glorious when spoken aloud, but when lived, it feels heavy. Because rarity means loneliness. It means very few people can relate to you. The mark sets you apart, but separation also wounds. Have you ever wondered why your friendships often don't last, or why you never feel fully at home, even in crowds? It is because heaven set you apart, and the mark is a silent proof. Others can blend into the world without conflict, but you cannot. Every time you try, your spirit rebels. Every time you attempt to settle, the mark stirs within you like fire. But here's the truth, beloved. Rarity is not a punishment. It is a preparation. You were not created for the common path. You were not chosen for the ordinary journey. You were called to lead, to awaken, to guide others who may never see the mark but will feel your influence. That is why you must endure the loneliness. It shapes you for leadership. So, chosen one, when you feel the sting of isolation, remind yourself, this is not rejection, it is refinement. The world cannot understand you because you were never designed to be understood by the world. You were chosen by heaven, and heaven alone holds the key to your destiny. Chosen one, do you think heaven would mark you without testing you? No. Every mark comes with trials. Every chosen one is tested before they are trusted. This is why your life has not been easy. This is why storms seem to find you when others sail smoothly. The mark attracts testing because the assignment demands strength. Look at Joseph, marked with dreams from God, yet thrown into a pit and sold into slavery. Look at Moses, marked with destiny, yet sent into exile before becoming a deliverer. Look at you, chosen one. Have you not endured betrayals, losses, and struggles that others cannot comprehend? That is the test of the mark. But understand this. The test is never to destroy you, but to prove you. The mark announces who you are. The trials refine you into who you must become. Without the furnace, gold remains ordinary. Without testing, the chosen one remains unprepared. Do you see it now? Your hardships were never random. They were training. Beloved, the mark calls you higher, but the tests shape your climb. Do not despise them. They are the tools heaven uses to prepare you for the greatness already inscribed in your hand. Chosen one, here is a truth many overlook. The mark is not just for you. It is also a message to others. When people encounter you, they sense something different, even if they cannot explain it. They may not see the mark physically, but they feel the weight of your presence. That is why some are drawn to you, while others resist you without cause. The mark radiates. It announces silently, this one belongs to God. For some, this draws admiration. For others, it provokes envy or even hatred. Have you not noticed how people either deeply love you or unreasonably dislike you? It is not about you, It is about what your mark represents in the spirit. You are a living reminder that heaven still chooses, that God still sets apart his vessels. And to those still asleep, you are a mirror reflecting what they refuse to see in themselves. That is why your life must be handled with care. Your mark is not just personal, it is prophetic. It speaks to everyone who crosses your path. Beloved, when you carry the mark, you are not allowed to live carelessly. Every step you take, every choice you make, becomes a testimony. People are watching you, even when you do not know it. And without speaking, your mark is speaking for you. Chosen one, do you realize that the mark is more than a sign? It carries power. It is a spiritual seal. Wherever you go, unseen forces recognize it, even if you do not. That is why the atmosphere often shifts when you walk into a room. That is why some people are unsettled in your presence without knowing why. The mark on your hand is visible in the spirit realm. This is why demons flee when the chosen one stands in their authority. It is not just your words. It is a seal of God that backs your voice. And yet, beloved, this is also why you face so many strange attacks. Darkness recognizes the mark, sometimes even more than you do. While others live untouched, the chosen one is targeted. Have you noticed this? But hear this truth. The mark is not just protection. It is a weapon. It signifies ownership. It declares that you belong to God and cannot be claimed by the world. When you align with this reality, the mark becomes a shield against what was meant to destroy you. Beloved, do not underestimate it. What you see is a faint line in your hand. Heaven sees as a glowing seal in the spirit realm. And those who oppose you see it too, even if they cannot explain why they resist you. Chosen one, out of millions, only one carries this mark. Why so few? Because not everyone can endure the weight that comes with it. Heaven does not waste marks on those who would squander them. Only those prepared for separation, for trials, for responsibility, are entrusted with such a seal. It is rare because it is precious. Think about it. Diamonds are rare. Gold is rare, and both are buried deep where only the determined can find them. The same is true of the chosen. Heaven buries you in obscurity, hides you from the crowd until the right time. That rarity is your proof of value. If everyone had the mark, it would lose its meaning. It would not carry weight. It would not separate the leader from the follower, the shepherd from the flock, the messenger from the masses. Rarity is proof of authenticity, and only the courageous are given it. So do not despise being different. Beloved, do not envy the crowd. Remember, 1 in a million means the world may never understand you, but heaven does. And heaven's recognition outweighs the applause of millions. Chosen one, now let us uncover the deepest truth. The mark is not random. It hides your calling. The very shape and place of it often reveals your assignment. A star mark may point to leadership. A cross may signify sacrifice. A ladder-like line may hint at spiritual elevation. Heaven inscribes the nature of your mission into the very palm you carry every day. Have you ever looked at your hand and felt it was pointing you somewhere? Have you ever sensed that your assignment was written into you, not just given to you? That is what the mark represents. It is a compass. It quietly points you toward your true work on earth. This is why the chosen ones cannot run from their calling. Every time you lift your hand, you are reminded. Every time you reach for something ordinary, the mark whispers, "You were not made for this. You were made for greater." Beloved, your mark is more than flesh. It is a prophecy. And when you finally align with it, your life shifts. You begin to live not by chance, but by calling. And that is when heaven begins to release the fullness of your destiny. Chosen one, listen carefully. The mark is not just rare, it is vulnerable. It must be protected. Not everyone who sees it will rejoice. Some will envy, some will resist, and others will attempt to drain the very gift the mark represents. That is why you cannot live carelessly. Guard your spirit. Guard your relationships. Guard your decisions. The mark attracts both light and darkness, and you must discern who is drawn to you. Some are sent to help you rise. Others are sent to pull you down. Have you noticed how people often approach you with hidden motives? That is not coincidence. It is a reaction to the energy of your calling. Beloved, protecting the mark does not mean hiding it. It means being wise with it. Do not cast your pearls before swine. Do not waste your assignment on those who mock the very thing heaven treasures. Remember, what is rare must be handled with reverence, even by you, chosen one. Every time you guard the mark, you honor the God who inscribed it, and heaven honors those who honor what has been entrusted to them. Chosen one, the mark is not a trophy to display. It is a standard to uphold. It demands that you live differently. You cannot walk in dishonesty, bitterness, or compromise, because the mark exposes you. What others hide, you cannot. What others get away with, you'll be judged for more harshly. Do you understand why your conscience is heavier than theirs? To live worthy of the mark means to align your lifestyle with your calling. It means choosing integrity when shortcuts tempt you. It means embracing humility when pride whispers in your ear. It means walking in obedience, even when the world mocks your sacrifice. Beloved, the mark is a mirror. It reminds you of who you are when you're tempted to forget. You are not permitted to live small. You are not allowed to blend into crowd. Your very existence must testify that heaven still places its seal upon men and women. Living worthy is not perfection. It is surrender. It is saying daily, not my will, but yours be done. And each time you choose obedience, the mark burns brighter in the spirit. Chosen one, let me tell you what few ever discover. The mark carries dormant power. It does not release its full potential until you accept it. As long as you resist, it lies silent. As long as you doubt, it remains hidden. But the moment you surrender, heaven releases the power locked within it. This is why chosen ones often feel stagnant until they step fully into their calling. You may feel like life delays you, like progress escapes you, like opportunities vanish. But once you align with the mark, everything begins to accelerate. Doors open, paths clear, wisdom flows. Because now, heaven is back in the mission you finally accepted. Beloved, the mark is not passive, it is active. It carries authority. It carries favor. It carries divine backing. And once you stop running, you will see the power you carried all along. That is when you shift from merely being marked to being unstoppable. So I ask you, chosen one, will you keep resisting, or will you finally let the mark speak through your life? Even if you are ready to accept the power of your mark, comment, I surrender to my calling. Chosen one, as we approach the end of this teaching, we must confront a hard truth. The mark will always attract opposition. Do not be surprised when resistance rises. Do not be shocked when those closest to you misunderstand you. The mark does not just separate you from strangers. It often separates you from family, friends, and even people you thought would support you. The enemy knows what the mark means. He has studied chosen ones for generations. He cannot erase the mark, but he can attempt to make you ignore it. He will send distractions, temptations, and counterfeit opportunities to keep you from fulfilling your assignment. This is why your life feels like a battlefield at times. Beloved, hear me. Opposition is not proof that you are weak. It is confirmation that you are marked. The heavier the attack, the greater the assignment. If the enemy resists you this much, imagine how much heaven has invested in you. Chosen one, never forget, opposition is only a sign that the mark is real. And if the battle feels overwhelming, know this: you were never meant to fight alone. The same God who placed a mark on you is the God who defends it. Chosen one, the mark is not just about recognition. It is about fulfillment. The day will come when the lines in your hand align with the lines of your destiny. You will look back and see that everything, the trials, the loneliness, the burden, was shaping you for this moment. Fulfillment does not come suddenly. It unfolds in seasons. First awareness, then testing, then acceptance, and finally manifestation. When you reach fulfillment, the mark is no longer just a mystery you carry. It becomes a testimony others witness. People will look at your life and see evidence that heaven truly chose you. Beloved, this is why the enemy fears you. This is why you've been resisted since childhood. Because fulfillment means you become unstoppable. It means you live as a light in a dark world, a voice among the voiceless, a leader among the lost. But let me remind you, fulfillment is not just about what you achieve. It is about what God achieves through you. The mark does not elevate your name, it elevates His. And when you live in that truth, heaven's assignment reaches its completion. If you are ready to live in fulfillment of your mark, type, "I am ready for my destiny." Chosen one, stop for a moment and look at your left hand again. Those lines you see are not random. They are whispers of eternity written upon you. 1 in a million carries what you carry. And now you understand why. The mark is not about luck. It is not about chance. It is about calling. It is a reminder that before you entered this world, heaven had already set you apart. And though you may have doubted, resisted, or even run, the truth remains. You are marked, and the mark will not fade. Beloved, the final revelation is this: the mark is not simply in your hand. It is in your life. Your destiny itself is the mark. Your journey, your assignment, your impact is the evidence. Your palm may carry the sign, but your choices will carry the testimony. Do not leave this world with the mark unfulfilled. Do not let fear silence what heaven wrote into your very being. Chosen one, rise. Accept it. Live it. Fulfill it. For the world is waiting on the 1 in a million, on you. If this teaching has awakened you, comment, "I am chosen," and share this with someone who may be carrying the mark without even knowing it.